My wife hid her affair with her boss. The clock struck 9 p.m. and the house was silent except for the hum of the fridge. I stared at the untouched dinner I'd cooked, my stomach churning as Sarah's text lit up my phone. Late meeting with Greg again. Don't wait up. Another work dinner with her boss, the third this week. I'd warned her those long evenings felt wrong, but she'd snapped. It's my job, my life. Her words cutting like a blade. My gut screamed betrayal, and tonight, as I found a receipt for a hotel dinner for two tucked in her coat pocket, the truth hit me like a sledgehammer. Sarah wasn't just working late. I'm Nathan, a 40-year-old high school history teacher, grounded and loyal, the kind of guy who finds comfort in routine. Sarah, my wife of 8 years, is 35, a marketing manager with a firecracker personality, ambitious, charming, and always chasing the next big win. We met at a bookstore in Seattle, bonding over a shared love of old novels, her wit pulling me in like a magnet. Our life together was steady, a small apartment, weekend hikes, plans for a family someday. But over the past year, Sarah's late nights with her boss, Greg, a slick 45-year-old executive, became routine. She'd come home distant, her laughter replaced by quick excuses. Greg was mentoring her, she said, but the secrecy gnawed at me. The conflict erupted when I confronted her that night. She walked in at 11 p.m., her lipstick slightly smudged, her eyes avoiding mine. "Nathan, it's just work," she said, tossing her bag on the couch. I held up the receipt, my voice steady despite the tremor in my chest. "Dinner for two at a hotel, Sarah? Networking doesn't need candlelight." Her face froze, then crumbled. She admitted it, an affair with Greg, going on for 6 months. "It just happened," she sobbed. "He gets me, Nathan. You're always so predictable." Her words stung, each one a jab at the life I thought we'd built. I didn't shout. I just looked at her, my heart splintering. "You chose this," I said, "not me." I grabbed my keys and left, the door's slam echoing in my ears. The days that followed were a storm of emotions. I stayed with my brother, Mark, sleeping on his couch, replaying every moment of our marriage. Sarah's texts came relentlessly. "I'm sorry, Nathan, I love you." Her parents called, their voices thick with desperation. "She made a mistake," her mom pleaded. "You two can fix this." Her dad even showed up at my school, saying, "She's lost without you." But their words couldn't erase the image of Sarah with Greg, laughing behind my back, lying to my face. I felt like a fool, questioning if my steadiness had pushed her away. Was I too boring? Too safe? Yet the deeper truth burned. She chose to betray me, and no excuse could undo that. My emotional journey was raw and jagged. I loved Sarah, her quirks, her drive, the way she'd hum off-key while cooking. But love wasn't enough when trust was gone. I started journaling, pouring out my anger, hurt, and confusion. My students noticed my distraction, one even asking, "Mr. Carter, you okay?" I wasn't, but their concern grounded me. I leaned on Mark, who didn't sugarcoat it. "She broke your trust, Nate. You don't owe her a second chance." I realized I'd been living for us, neglecting myself. I began running again, the Seattle rain soaking my clothes, each step a claim to my own strength. I wasn't just a husband, I was Nathan, and I deserved better. The twist came a month later when Greg's wife Emily contacted me. I met her at a coffee shop, her eyes red from crying. "Nathan, I found emails," she said, her voice trembling. "Sarah wasn't the only one. Greg had been cheating with another employee, a younger woman, during the same months he was with Sarah." Emily showed me the messages, Greg's promises to Sarah about a future together, identical to ones he sent the other woman. Sarah thought she was special, but she was just another piece in Greg's game. The revelation hit hard. My wife wasn't just unfaithful, she'd been played too. It didn't soften my hurt, but it shifted something. Her betrayal wasn't about my flaws, it was about her choices and Greg's lies. I agreed to meet Sarah one last time, at our apartment, now stark with half my belongings gone. She sat on the couch, tear-streaked, her hands twisting in her lap. "Nathan, I'll quit my job, I'll do anything," she begged. "I thought Greg cared, but I was wrong." "I love you," her voice broke, but I saw the truth clearly now. I told her about Emily's revelation, watched her face collapse as she realized Greg's deceit. "You broke us, Sarah," I said, my voice calm but firm. "Not because I wasn't enough, but because you chose to lie." I handed her the divorce papers I'd prepared, my heart heavy but resolute. "This isn't my betrayal to fix." Her sobs followed me as I walked out, but they didn't pull me back. The ending wasn't what I'd imagined when we married, vowing forever under Seattle's starry sky. I moved into a small condo, started teaching evening classes, and found solace in my students' energy. Sarah quit her job, I heard, and moved to her parents' place, trying to rebuild. Her family stopped calling, their silence a quiet acknowledgement of her choices. The lesson wasn't just about betrayal, it was about self-worth. I'd spent years building a life for us, but now I was building one for me. I started painting again, a hobby I'd abandoned, my brushstrokes bold and unapologetic. Sarah's affair shattered our marriage, but it also broke the chains of my self-doubt. As I walk along the waterfront now, the city's lights reflecting on the water, I feel the weight of the past, but also the freedom of the present. I don't hate Sarah, I pity her, caught in her own web of choices. Trust, once broken, leaves scars, but it also teaches you your own strength. I'm not the man I was, waiting for her to come home. I'm Nathan, whole on my own, and the road ahead is mine to shape. That's not just enough, it's everything.